Because if you work like in a solo kind of position, you won't be collaborating other ideas. You're only suggesting your own ideas, your original ideas. But with the collaboration of the whole unit, as a unity with other people, with other brains working with you, of course you're going to have a better view of the whole exercise, or the whole, let's say, role play, or the answers for the questions. Different ways of presenting our ideas. Of course, we're used to presenting. Some teachers are used to present their ideas or their lesson in a certain way. They just list down their answers or the questions, ask their students to read, and they would go ahead and answer these questions. Or they might later on apply it throughout the lesson. But here in this training course, we learn how to shift between exercises, between working in groups, not holding groups for the whole day. No, we shifted from groups, you and your computer, like personal things, having some breaks, working with other sexes like men. It's different being a teacher in a public school. Of course, the female kind of atmosphere is kind of over you. It's bossing over you. But when you kind of know to get to know certain brothers we have here, teachers, it's better to give us a larger view of the whole community. Don't feed me fish, teach me how to catch. So no spoon feeding. That's what we have learned. You don't teach someone, you don't catch a fish and give it to someone and he'll be asking for more. For that's the problem. You teach him how to do it himself, to be independent. You teach someone how to be independent, even though that person is quite shy or very cloistered. I would put it in a very good word. Cloistered is what expresses my feelings now. Being cloistered, you in your own cell, in your own room, you're not letting anyone else touching you or talking to you or sharing your ideas with. But throughout this process, it's a give and take kind of process. You take and you give back, and then you take and you give back. It's kind of there is a kind of communication. Organizing your ideas. Learn how to organize your ideas, not to have a wishy-washy kind of work. Next, please. Okay, building enthusiasm in students. You build the enthusiasm, you encourage them. We had, of course, ways. We learned some ways on how to build enthusiasm, or improving your encouraging skills to encourage your students. Because if they're not encouraged, if they're not motivated, if they're not as enthusiastic, how are you going to teach the lesson? How are you going to have a successful lesson? How are they going to grasp the ideas that you want? There will be no lesson, there will be no information. So if you start building your motivation, building interest, a reason for the students to sit down and listen to you and have a sort of communication with you, then there will be a lesson, actually an information, a solid thing to deal with. Highlighting problems and finding solutions. We learned how to have, like if we have a context, we learn how to find the problem, to highlight, to grasp the problem, eliminate it from other details, unwanted details, and tracing solution and finding some solution by working together in groups. I think that's a very good thing. Learning how to use the best tools on the right time. For example, some teachers like Hannah and Hannah, they use the whiteboard today because the smartboard wasn't really working. So once technology fails you, you need to think about other alternatives that you can use instead of the original tool, because you don't want to get yourself stuck into the middle and in front of the class. Oh, okay, the whiteboard's not working. I cannot teach. No lesson today. Bye bye. Of course not. So you have to carry on. You have to be creative. Where are we? Taking us, this experience has took me personally back to my, not very old, I was 5 years ago when I used to be a student at college. It was kind of fun. We had friends, more friends. We used to be happier, and it's a different atmosphere, of course. But back then, we used to have exams. We used to be very stressed. Here, we're grown-ups, better knowledge, better experience, better us. So we regret some things that happened in the past, but we're kind of building ourselves again. Discover communication skills. You discovered hidden skills. You never knew that you had them. You never, for example, knew how to use a computer. For example, you were afraid of using a computer. Some old people are kind of scared of using the computer or technology or getting it through the internet. They find it really scary, as if there's a monster or something. But once they're into it, they have discovered that, okay, what I thought about myself was quite wrong. I think I have skills. I think I have potentials in myself. So that person started to believe in himself or herself in using the computer or any other skill. You define it yourself. Building self-confidence. Don't you get self-confidence?
Yeah, sure.
Didn't you get it? Yes, I think yes. Well, when I say, let's take myself back yesterday, when I was standing here myself, I was kind of shaky and I didn't know what to say at the beginning, but later on it was okay. But today, standing here from the first minute, it was fine because I gained more self-confidence from my previous experience. Dealing with off-points ideas, if someone just in the middle and talks about something that is totally not related to your lesson or your speech, you know how to deal with it in a polite way, not in a rude way, or just to sorry for this word, just to shut that person up. No, you say, okay, we'll deal with this issue later on. It's like, this isn't our topic, you're a bit of forging, but we're going to get back to this idea later on. So you are gaining respect as well. You're gaining respect from the students too.
Okay. Another one.
Another one. Sure, Miss. So how can you apply what I learned?
The second.
Well, can I apply it to my class? Sorry? Yeah, okay. How can I apply this to my class? Of course, time management, I will apply it starting from Sunday, inshallah. I will apply it to my classroom. I will, through my lesson plans, I will use the minute technique. I will use, for example, warming up. That will take me, and task take me 5 minutes or 3 minutes. I will write it down to remind myself that a warming up takes 3 minutes or 2 minutes. And so on. Yeah, like that.
Or by the way, we are referring to
Sure.
in our classes, we have time limit.
Yes, exactly.
You have to remember
You're very
this.
sensitive towards time. Yes, timing is very important. Applying methodology and adapt according to the time. Of course, here, if you want to apply the scenario, the business scenario, the introduction, everything, it takes more than our original classroom timing. So we need to adapt ourselves and to cut unwanted parts or things that do not really go with our lessons, according to, of course, to the subject you teach. Using virtual interpreters or business scenario or demos, etc. in our classrooms. We need to.
The methodology we.
Yes, it goes back to methodology. Thank you very much. Yes. Being flexible. I'm sorry. It's okay. If you'd like to take pictures, you're more than welcome. I'll be happy. Being flexible in using these applied aids is just like what I mentioned before. If technology fails you, you got a virus. All of a sudden, one of the students gives you flashcard or flashes, whatever you call it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And you inserted there's a virus. Oh God! And then your computer's shut down. What are you going to do? You're going to stop the whole lesson? Go fix your computer? Or what are you going to do? Of course, you're going to use another aid. Okay? Energizing your students through puzzles. Building enthusiasm again through puzzles, games like Mr. Munir has done. Yes. Icebreakers. Yes, very good. So if you energize your students, you'll feel better yourself about your class. You're going to walk out that classroom happy and proud of yourself. When anyone asks you, what do you do for a living? I say, a teacher. Yes, you're teaching generations, and I should be proud of it. Centering the students instead of the teacher. You don't make yourself the center of the world as a teacher because you're the teacher. No, you give a chance to other people, like the students in front of you. You make them the center of the topic, of the subject, not you. So you just supply them or support them with ideas, give them hints, and then they're going to fire you back with wonderful and creative ideas. Trust me on that. Ensuring that my aides, is this true?
Yeah.
Okay. Ensuring that my aides are active. If you have enough time before that, you can double check on your computers. Having a variety of teaching aids. You can have more than one, just in case something happens. Updating ourselves with the different styles of presentations. You don't always stick to one kind of style of presentation. Let me finish, please. I'll give you time. You don't see my ideas; they flew away. What's this?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, updating ourselves with different styles of teaching. You don't stick to presenting your ideas through PowerPoints or Excel or Word. You just have new techniques. You can make them as well move in the classroom. Yes. Giving clear instructions to have a successful class. If you need your students to answer you back, you need to give a very good and clear instruction and question. Teacher versus facilitator. Here we have to shift. It's like, you know Batman and Spider-Man, right? Do you know that, guys? Yes. It's like you imagine yourself as Spider-Man. Once you become a Spider-Man, once you become a normal society guy, a public man, okay? So you need to decide when to become this guy and when to become the other. So that it's the same case with the teacher and facilitator. You need to adopt according to the class, according to the subject, when to become a teacher and when to become a facilitator. Using icebreakers to break the tension, as I previously said. Yes, thank you very much. This is the last part of our presentation that talks about
our advisement.
yes, sorry?
For our group advisement.
Yeah. Things that might make you a better person, a better teacher in the classroom. Be honest with yourself, evaluate it, and improve yourself. Okay?
Say it 3 times to have this.
Yeah. You have to be honest first at the end of the lesson. You have to be honest with yourself when you finish the class. Did I do this? Was I bad to that person? Did I say something wrong? You need to be honest. You don't say I'm perfect, I've done well. No, just be honest. Evaluate yourself. Put some checks. And just try to improve yourself through this.
في السؤال الثالث بس فينا. لا اللي بعده بس هني هذا اللي third question.
Okay, yeah. What are the tools that help me to do a better job? To be a better teacher in the classroom? Tools that might help you, we have plenty. You can have smartboards, you can have PC and the internet access, printers, colorful markers, data shop, visual aids in case technology fails again, chocolate,
become student heavy.
Yes, all these will encourage your students
to be happy,
and they will become really happy with your class.
أيوة صح.
Thank you. But I'd like to ask you a question.
Your question, sorry.
How can you update yourself in the class?